AA Computers and Technology. What I have next to me is a Emachine T1090, and don't worry guys, if you think you've seen this before, that's right, you have. Because this is the computer that we used in the Bitcoin mining video, and I also did a little overview on this computer on my old channel. But I thought I should refresh it and bring it back, so here it is. This is the overview of the Emachine T1090 on my new channel, AA Computers and Technology. So let's go ahead and take a look at this desktop computer. So like every computer I buy, there is a story behind this Emachine T1090. Let me tell you how I acquired this PC. So this used to be my grandparents' computer. They bought this maybe 12 to 13 years ago. The date stamp is inside the computer, so when we open it up, we can see how old the system actually is. I think it's around 12 to 13 years old. They bought it back in 2002, I want to say. This is running Windows XP, so probably around that time frame. Anyway, so they bought this. The only thing they ever did with this computer is play solitary on it. That's it. Nothing else. They played solitary on this computer. That's all they did. It was on 24/7. It did nothing else. It just played solitary. So eventually they retired this PC in 2012, I want to say. Stuck it in the basement, and then the year after that, I started to take an interest in computers and taking them apart and see how they worked and that kind of thing. And that's where this channel came from. So I went back to their house during Christmas, picked this up out of their basement, and brought it home, and we did a lot of experiments with it, like the Bitcoin mining experiment. I did a review of it. Gosh, what else? I can't remember. I'm sure we did some other stuff with it, but this really started the basis for the AA Computers and Technology channel. I think this was the first PC I ever disassembled, and I wanted to revive it and bring it back to this channel. I'm back in storage now to show you guys what else came with this computer when I picked it up a couple years ago.
Along with the desktop, I also picked up a Samtron 17-inch CRT monitor. This was actually used as the monitor for my web server before I replaced it. So now it's no longer in use. I just have it sitting here. I mean, I really have no use for a CRT monitor whatsoever, so I might get rid of it. I hate to say, but I might. It's just wasting space right now. Along with that monitor came the Ps2 mouse. The Ps2 mouse and the Ps2 keyboard, which I have up here, are the original peripherals that came with the computer when my grandparents bought it. So that's pretty neat in itself. And that's really about it. Let's go ahead and move back to the desktop.
Now let's go ahead and take a look around the computer before we pop it open and see what's inside. And of course, as usual, we are going to plug the computer into a monitor, put everything back together, because I do not believe the system is ready to run. It's missing a power supply, and I'm not sure what else has been cannibalized from the system over the years. We will find that out when we open this thing up. But starting off, before we do all that, we're going to take a look around the case. So on the front, you can see this computer is equipped with a CD drive. The plastic on the front face of the CD drive is actually, well, it looks like it's made out of a different formula compared to the rest of the case, because the rest of the case is still a nice light white, and then the CD drive has yellowed quite a bit, so that's kind of unfortunate. It takes away from the overall look of the system. I'm getting kind of weird here, so I mean, it's just kind of a disappointment, because I think everything else looks great, and then you get to this yellowed CD drive, and you're like, you can tell that's old. Below that is a 3.5-inch floppy drive. Under that, you can see the Emachine logo. There are a couple Emachine logos stamped all around this computer, so I'll show you those as we move along. The power buttons right here. There are some LED indication lights right here. One is for power, I believe, and the other is the light for the hard drive. Below that is a USB port. You can see it on this little pane right here. That this computer is equipped with a 900 MHz Intel Coppermine processor. Of course, that is a single core processor. Originally this computer was equipped with 128 megabytes of PC. Was it 100 or 133? It's either 100 or 133 SD RAM. I think it's 100. But currently the system is equipped with 384 megabytes of PC, probably 100 SD RAM. Of course, I'll put an annotation in once we open up the computer and see what kind of RAM this computer is actually packing. We have 3D AGP. Well, actually, this computer's rocking integrated graphics, but it does have the ability to upgrade to a AGP graphics card. And then we have a 20 gigabyte hard drive. And then below that, it states that it's equipped with a 56K fax and phone modem, which obviously we don't really use anymore.
I'm going to go ahead and zoom in because I feel like in the video you're not going to be able to see this very well. So let me go ahead and center this up. Alright. There we go, that's a bit better. I'm going to move back over here. Next to that, you can see the T1090 logo, the Windows XP sticker, and the Intel sticker for the Intel Coppermine processor running at 900 MHz. At this point, I have removed my camera from the tripod, so things might get a bit shaky. But on the right side of the computer, you can see another Emachine logo stamped into the case. This is actually metal. Below that, you can see a air intake vent. On the top, another Emachine logo. The top is actually plastic though. And this is their faux logo stamped into the plastic top of the case. Another air vent. So this case is small, but it's actually pretty well ventilated. We're going to take a look at the back now. There is a unused Windows XP sticker right here. Or actually, it is used, I think. But it might still be valid. So if you guys want to go ahead and take that, you can. Let me get that in focus. There you go. Windows XP Home Edition. That's yours. Take it. I do not want it. I will never use it ever again. I never have used it. So that's your little gift from me. Moving over, we can just see some specs on the actual computer. Originally, it was equipped with a 150 watt Beztech power supply, but that actually ended up dying, unfortunately. So that was replaced with a 300 watt Diablo-Tech power supply, and that was cannibalized and put into my web server. And that web server is no longer in use, so I'm going to either have to find a power supply or take the power supply out of that web server and put it in here, which is going to be a pain. Taking a look at the ports, you can see that this computer is equipped with two PS2 ports, one for the keyboard and one for the mouse, another USB port, serial port right here. This is a parallel port for printing, VGA for our integrated graphics, and all of our various sound interfaces right here. There is that 56K fax and phone modem that I was talking about earlier, made in Canada. And below that, you can see the video card, which is not stock with this computer. I actually added this in. Honestly, it was a huge waste of money, but this was when I was just getting into computers, and I bought a video card just because, I don't know, I wanted to. It was like $30. This computer isn't even worth $30, honestly. So that was probably a waste of money, but definitely a great learning experience. I forget, this is a VisionTech, gosh, what is it? I don't know, we'll find out when we open up this PC. And I almost forgot about the left side of this computer, but as you can see, there's nothing much on the left panel, just another air intake vent for the system, and that's really about it. And because we can, let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom of this PC. Right here you can see another air intake vent. These plastic feet, I'm not sure if both of these are supposed to have plastic feet on them, but it seems like there's only supposed to be one set of plastic feet, so I think all the plastic feet are still on this computer. Who knows, because feet always seem to disappear on PCs, but I think those are, that's how it's supposed to be, and those are original. And, I mean, what else can you say? That's it. Let's go ahead and move on to the part we have all been waiting for. Let's tear this thing open and see what's inside. So now that I actually have the computer open, let me go ahead and make some corrections from earlier, because I realized that some of the things I said earlier just weren't right, because I had no idea what was in here. It's been such a long time since I've looked at this PC. So we actually are running PC100 SD RAM in the system. And as you can see, there is no AGP slot on the board. That's because when it said AGP on the front, it was referring to the built-in integrated graphics. So I'm not using a AGP graphics card. As you can see, I am using a PCI graphics card, and this is a, does it say on here? This is a VisionTech 7000 PCI video card with 64 megabytes of onboard VRAM. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at everything else. So what's great about this is when I first did this video, my first attempt at an overview, the power supply was in the way and all the cables were blocking everything. But now, since the power supply is gone, we can actually see everything on the motherboard on this computer, which is great. And everything looks really nice and neat. So it's going to be easy to navigate around here, show you guys everything inside this computer. And then when we throw the power supply back in, we can actually get this thing back up and running. But yeah, the only thing the system looks like it needs right now is the PSU. So I have an ATX PSU that I think I'm just going to hang out of the case, and then we'll use that to run everything. So I'll start with probably the most interesting part of this computer, which would be the processor. This heatsink is the Intel Celeron Coppermine processor running at 900 megahertz. You can see all of the voltage regulation stuff over here. All the capacitors on this motherboard are actually good, which is great. None of them are leaking or anything. So that's awesome. This is an old computer with electrolytic capacitors, so that's something you don't really see that much. A lot of times, usually when the caps is ruptured, or it's just completely gone off the board, blown off the board, something's happened. But everything in this PC looks great. So that's another plus with this computer. And I said that in my other video too, that I really like that all the electrolytics on this board are intact. Moving down, you can see the 56K fax and phone modem. There's a empty PCI slot right there, so if we wanted to, we could add another peripheral in. The video card is right here. As I said earlier, this is a VisionTech 7000 video card with 64 megabytes of VRAM on board. You can see the power supply connector right here. There are two IDE connections. No SATA on this board. This board is too old for SATA, or at least it wasn't equipped with SATA when it was manufactured. It might not be too old. What was SATA? SATA was like, it was early 2000s, so they just might have not equipped it on this board. Oh, and that brings me to another thing. We did not take a look at the date stamp. So, if you take a look at this, there's a date stamp right there, and yes, it really is that blurry in real life. It's like all smudged together, but I think that says 2001. So I'm going to assume that this computer was manufactured in 2001. Alright, right here we can see a Seagate, 20 gigabyte Seagate hard drive rotating at 5,400 RPM. And I'm going to go ahead and yank one of these sticks of RAM out. Just to show you guys that this computer is running PC100 SD-RAM. Focus that. There we go. This is a stick of 256. This is 256 megabytes of PC100 SD-RAM, and this right here, shouldn't they be the same? Maybe it's running 512 megabytes. PC. Oh, that's weird. It's mismatched. This is a stick of PC133 SD-RAM, and this is a stick of PC100 SD-RAM, so which means the system is running at PC100 speeds at least, but I wonder if it's capable of going up to PC133 speeds. Huh. So this one's underclocked, and this one's running at stock speeds. I think this stick is a 128 megabyte stick. I could be wrong. When we go into Windows XP, I'll check how much RAM is actually in the system. But if my memory serves me correctly, this computer is only packing 384 megabytes of PC SD RAM, running at 100 megahertz thanks to the stick holding it back, or maybe this board's just not capable of running at 133 megahertz at all. Once again, it's one of those things that I can't really remember, and I'm not going to go on about right now. I have gone off the tripod again to give you guys a closer look at this motherboard, so if I missed anything, you guys can take a look at it yourself. I'm just going to scan across everything real quick so you guys can see every little aspect of this mobo. And as you can see, it's not very big. This is a micro ATX motherboard inside a micro ATX case, and it was using a micro ATX power supply. So yeah, this is a nice little compact system. But believe it or not, it is very noisy because the CPU fan is absolutely ridiculous. It's incredibly loud for its size. And then here is the Seagate hard drive. Our floppy drive right here. And then our CD drive. And here is the original Cmos battery that came with the PC. It has not been replaced yet, and it's actually still good, surprisingly. So I'm wondering how much longer that's going to last. But as of now, it's still functioning.
So after about 15 minutes, I finally have everything thrown together. As you can see, I brought out a ATX power supply and hooked it up to this PC. All I did was plug in the main connector and then one Molex connector to the hard drive, and that was it. I didn't bother to plug anything else in because during this video, we're really not going to need it. Moving over, you can also see I plugged in a mouse and keyboard to the PC as well. Both of them are PS2 because we cannot get into the BIOS with a USB keyboard. And this was the closest mouse I had lying around, so I just decided to use the original mouse. And then here is our monitor. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. I'm still not really sure what we're going to do yet. I'll probably run an emulator on it. That's what I did last time on my other channel, and I kind of want to do that again, so I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. But first things first, let's go into the BIOS, check out all the specs, make sure we got everything right, and then we'll boot this thing up into Windows XP. And after all these months, the system's just been sitting here. It hasn't been turned on or anything. So let's go ahead and see if we can get anything out of it. And if I can't, I'm going to be really angry because I wasted all this time on this video. Oh, there we go. System's booting up. We have our green LED indication light on. And let's make sure the hard drive's still good. Let me get something from Windows XP, and then I'll go into the BIOS. Oh, yeah, Windows was not shut down properly, so we have an error message, and it looks like everything's working great. As you can see, we're in the BIOS on the main page with all these system specifications on it. I'm not going to go through everything else because it's really not relevant. But as you can see, this computer is running a Intel Celeron Coppermine processor at 900 MHz. We do have 384 megabytes of RAM. And once again, that is running at PC100 speeds. The cache on the processor is 128 kilobytes. And then we have some additional system memory on the board. And everything else you can take a look at yourself. I mean, I've mentioned it all already. And I think it's time to go ahead and boot the system up into Windows XP. So most of the time I try not to speed this up. I want to give you guys an accurate depiction of the speed of this PC. So I'm going to try to leave the footage as it is when we boot into XP if it doesn't take too long. And we want to exit. Let's just exit these starting changes. We gotta get by that error message first, so we just want to start Windows normally. There we go, and let's just see how long it takes to get into the login screen. If there's a login screen, there might not be a login screen, so if that's the case, we'll just see how long it takes to get to the desktop. Can we move the mouse yet? Huh. It's actually pretty snappy. Wow, not bad at all. Look at that. We're already at the desktop. That's actually faster than my Asus G75 gaming PC, which is embarrassing. But that was a pretty fast boot. Again, this is Windows XP, so Windows XP is naturally faster on old hardware. But that was pretty good. I went ahead and popped in the wireless adapter into this PC so we can get on the internet and see if this computer is even capable of still browsing the web. We have Google Chrome installed because I believe that's how I accessed the Bitcoin mining software, maybe, if my memory serves me correct. Once again, it's been forever since I've touched this PC. But being the memory hog that Google Chrome is, I'm reluctant to say if we'll even get on the internet. I'm going to go ahead and try to open it. As you can see, I just clicked on the icon. Shouldn't be too long. Or maybe it will be that long. Once again, I do not remember much about this PC. See, that's what I hate. I hate putting something in storage for a long time and then taking it out like, a year later and doing a review on it because it's like, what? Wait. what were those specifications again? I have no idea. And is it ever going to open? Well, we may never find out. Alright, I'm getting bored. You can see the hard drive light over there. wow, something actually came up. Thank goodness. Because I did not want to trash this clip. My camera is running out of batteries and I am running out of time. So I'm just going to give it a second and let's see if we can actually go anywhere. Can I just search something? How about AA Computers and Technology? And look at that latency. Oh, it's still loading the main page. Okay. Alright, yeah, so I typed in AA Computers and Technology up here. Let's see if it even comes up. No, I don't. Really? Privacy on Google? What? That's a load. Oh wait, we can't curse on this channel. Shame on me. Well, good thing I didn't. Alright, can I type anything? Ah. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to type in AA Computers and Technology. Okay, not bad, not bad. That Google search was I'll take that. That was acceptable. Can I actually get onto my website? Is it even on here? I swear, I stopped working on it, and then I lost my my Google ranking, and now I can never find it on here. Plus, Google switched to that that mobile thing where they rank your website by how usable it is on a mobile platform, which I think is silly. Because I hate the mobile sites. Alright, here it is. So let's see if we can load my website. There we go. This is the AA Computers and Technology site running on a 13-year-old computer. And as you can see, scrolling isn't too bad. It's actually pretty smooth. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is actually something that I do on every single computer video, I think. I'm going to go onto YouTube and see how smoothly the system can play back a video. We want to go to www.youtube.com. There we go. Let's see how long it takes to actually load YouTube. And because of copyright rules, I do have to play my own videos. And you know what? I hate the ads. The ads use up all the memory. That's the pain with these sites like this. Is they just have ads all over them, and it uses up so much memory. And when you're using a computer that has pretty much no memory left from the operating system, it's just wrong. I don't know why they do this. I mean, I know why they do this, but I just wish they didn't. I search up my channel and some random other guy comes up. That's interesting. Alright, let's go to one of my more recent videos. This is the $5 custom-built Antec gaming PC that I found at a garage sale. And just since this is Windows XP, I'm hoping Flash Player actually works decently. Because when we ran a Flash Player on Linux, it was just an awful experience. Oh, come on. And of course we're not going to get any sound because I didn't hook up speakers. But yeah, the video is playing right now. It seems like everything just locked up. I should probably bring up Task Manager. That would be a great idea. If I can even get the system to respond again. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Are we ever going to get anything? Probably not. Oh yes, thank you for bringing up another page telling me that the page is unresponsive. Let me pause you. I need to pause you right now. I'm pausing you. Okay, I paused it. I'm going to get rid of this ad. Now, I'm going to bring up Task Manager and see how much system resources we are using. Okay. So obviously we maxed out our RAM, so now we're just eating up into the hard drive, and then our CPU usage is at 100%. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and see if this video will play. Maybe not even 1 frame per second? Come on, give me at least 1 frame per second. That's all I'm asking. Like a slideshow. No? I'm going to try to reduce it down to 144p, and if that doesn't work, I give up on YouTube. Oh, with 144p, we get 2 frames per second. That's great. At least we're getting something. Yeah, obviously on this system, we're not going to be able to watch YouTube videos. Alright, so I'm done with this. Let's go ahead and move on to something else. As I said earlier, I want to put some emulators on the system, and I think I made my mind up, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Okay, so I finally gave up. I've been troubleshooting for probably an hour and a half, and I'm running out of time to finish this video. I still need to put it through editing and get it uploaded to YouTube by today, because I got a lot of stuff going on, especially next week. So don't expect a video next week from me, because I'm going to be very busy. But as you can see, I cannot get Visual Boy Advanced to work on this PC. First, I had to install Visual Studio, the C++ packages, and after that, it still didn't work. And that's as far as I got, so I just gave up. It's taking way too long. So instead, I have something much cooler that we are going to play on this computer. Alright, so it's been such a long time since I've played this. Let's see if I can get back into it. And this was one of my favorite games back in the day when Windows XP was the operating system to have. And I do not know why they didn't carry this game over to all the latest versions of Windows, because, I mean, this game's just awesome. Ready? Bam! I can make some sound effects for you guys. Boing! Boing, 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 boing. Alright, no, I'm not going to do that. But can't you imagine it? If we had the speakers plugged in? And gameplay is actually, it's definitely smooth. I'm not sure what frame rate this pinball application runs at. It's probably like 30 frames per second, but I feel like we're getting the proper frame rate. I'm kind of disappointed that my Pokemon emulator didn't work on this. Aw, there was no chance of getting that back. Alright. Alright, let's go again. This is going to get boring real fast, so this is the last time I'm going to fire this pinball. Let's see how long we can keep it up. No! Alright. No! Alright. Alright. Well, I think that's going to be it for this video. And on a final note, one thing I did not show you guys that I promised I would earlier is the CPU fan. And how loud it is. So I'm going to put the camera right up to the CPU fan in here. And I'm sure you can hear it right now. But that thing is just awful. I mean, it was to the point where I had to stop using this computer as a server because I couldn't sleep at night. It's just such it's such a high pitch, and I don't know, it just got on my nerves. So I had to decommission that system. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it a day. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and post a comment in the comment section. Do not forget to like this video, and of course, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my website because I have been working on something big lately. Well, it's not quite there yet, but you can see the preview there anyway. It's a bunch of free stuff for you guys. If you don't know what I mean, check it out. www.aacomputersandtechnology.com, and of course the link will be in the description. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next installment of AA Computers and Technology.